Welcome back, traders. We're diving into a pivotal Wednesday with markets showing some fight after yesterday's bounce. And the Jolt test data just dropped. Could this be the spark we need in this historically tricky September? You're tuned into the Stock Market Summary series. We're going to get into the markets, what happens, some standout stocks and sectors. We'll touch on the economy, and we'll wrap up with crypto and metals. But before we dive in, please know that none of this is buying or selling advice, okay? We're just here to provide some market commentary and trading education. So don't go betting the house on any perceived trading comments you hear us make here. Okay, you're here for the no-fluff summary of the market, so let's get into it. All right, so today's market actions showed some compelling resilience, especially after yesterday. The SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, was up a solid plus 0.54%. And crucially, it reclaimed its 20-day moving average. That's a pretty key short-term level, many watch.
It really is. That reclaim is significant for sentiment.
Yeah, and the DIA, the Dow ETF, held steady above that $451.50 support trend line we highlighted. So holding that level.
Yep, holding nicely there.
Now, the QQQ, tracking the NASDAQ 100, saw a robust gain, plus 0.79%, but it's still consolidating below its own 20-day MA. Meanwhile, the IWM, the small caps, slipped just a tiny bit, minus 0.1%.
Yeah.
Suggests maybe a touch of underlying weakness there.
That QQQ consolidation is particularly interesting, like you said. While the gain itself is positive, remaining beneath that 20-day moving average, well, it acts like a coiled spring. For you, the critical question becomes, will that pent-up energy lead to an explosive breakout higher? Or, does it hint at a potential dip as the energy dissipates? It's a classic setup, and managing your risk meticulously around these inflection points becomes paramount. That's a core skill we deeply explore in Grok Trade's mentorship program.
Exactly. That potential for a breakout or reversal is what we're watching. And looking at individual assets, financials, the XLF, really showing strength, holding up better than the broader market. You've got giants like JP Morgan and Charles Schwab consolidating tightly. Looks like real conviction there.
Yeah, definite tightness.
And FUTU Holdings, it's nearing its all-time highs. That's a fascinating move we've been tracking for months now.
Right. And when you see major players like JP Morgan and Charles Schwab consolidating like this, it's not just, sideways movement. It's really a battle for direction. As a seasoned trader, you learn to read the subtle cues, volume, price action during these periods. You're trying to anticipate whether they'll break higher or lower. It's about precision, entry, and exit. Emotional decisions here can be really costly. This is where truly honing your edge, learning to manage that risk with a calm, disciplined approach, makes all the difference, exactly the kind of practical wisdom we instill in Grok Trade's mentorship program.
Good point. And speaking sectors, communications, the XLC, really led the charge today. Strong surge, plus 1.67%, while energy, XLE, lagged quite a bit, dropping minus 2.24%.
Big divergence there.
Yeah. Okay, shifting gears to the economic landscape. Today's big news was the Jolt S. That's the job openings and labor turnover survey data for July. It came in at 7.181 million. Slightly above the previous 7.357 million, but under both the 7.4 million consensus and the 7.3 million forecast. So still solid numbers, you might say, but a slight cooling, perhaps.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, yes. With minimal Fed chatter today, the market was largely driven by these technicals, chart patterns, trader sentiment. The Jolt date, while slightly cooler, didn't dramatically shake the boat, It sort of confirms those choppy September vibes we mentioned last week are still very much in play. Tomorrow's ISM Services PMI, that's the crucial gauge for non-manufacturing. That'll be the next key test for broader economic sentiment. Another piece of the puzzle.
Right, definitely one to watch. And as always, guys, if you've got a stock you're watching or a question about the markets, drop it in the comments. We might cover it in an upcoming episode. Okay, moving to the world of cryptocurrency and metals. Bitcoin BTC ticked up plus 0.84% today, building on yesterday's bounce.
A little follow-through.
And Ethereum, interestingly, is forming a bull flag pattern. That's a classic continuation setup we've been tracking closely. Suggests buyers might just be pausing before another leg up.
It could be. What's compelling about Ethereum's bull flag is exactly that potential for continuation higher. If, and it's a big if, it breaks resistance on strong volume. And with gold up plus 0.78% and silver gaining plus 0.51%, they're continuing their breakouts but showing a bit of a slowdown, right?
Yeah, momentum seems to be easing slightly.
Exactly. So this raises an important question for you. How much steam do these metal runs still have left? Monitoring momentum and volume is absolutely crucial here. Early signs of weakening can mean a swift reversal. It's a classic example, really, of the kind of in-depth technical analysis and trade management you'd master within Grok Trade's mentorship program.
Makes sense. And days like today, with QQQ's intricate consolidation, XLF's surprising resilience, and this gold and silver breakout momentum, these are ideal examples of the kinds of setups we break down. Understanding these nuances can really be the difference maker.
This is precisely why Grok Trade's mentorship program exists. It's a serious program meticulously designed to hone your ability to spot these intricate setups and to manage risk with precision, trade confidently in real-time market conditions. We're deeply committed to your success, with our promise of support until you recoup your investment.
So you saw a resilient market rebound today, led by tech and communications. A steady jobs report, metals holding their ground. But here's a thought for you to chew on. If QQQ truly breaks out from this consolidation, what does that imply for the broader market's leadership, and maybe even the Fed's narrative? Could today's seemingly calm JLTS data actually be a quiet catalyst for significant shift next quarter, fundamentally redrawing the lines for what a tricky September truly means? Something to think about. All right, traders, that's our market summary for today. We wish you a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's market summary.